Season 2 of Small Town Spotlight, sponsored by Charlie Clark Auto Group.
KTSM Small Town Spotlight Series rolls on this week. We are live on location today from Fort Bliss at the historic Army Post, ready to bring you all the sights and sounds you've come to expect on Wednesdays from the KTSM team, and it's all made possible by Charlie Clark Nissan. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for this special edition of KTSM 9 News at 6 Small Town Spotlight. I'm Andy Morgan.
And I'm Skylar Soto, and if you're just joining us on this special episode of our Small Town Spotlight, we are live in a special place in our community, and today we are highlighting Fort Bliss. That's
right. This U.S. Army post, I actually didn't know this, Skylar, is located in New Mexico as well as Texas. Of course, its headquarters is based here in El Paso, and ever since we started this Small Town Spotlight series, Skylar, I've been pitching, we got to do Fort Bliss. We got to do Fort Bliss. Just so unique and just really a great community here that we want to be featuring, and today's the day.
Yep, today's the day. But before we get to all of that, we want to talk about a few things before we get into our episode. We're going to be taking a look at the history, entertainment, and shops, along with interviewing Garrison Commander Colonel Brendan Gallagher and the director here at Fort Bliss. But before we get to all the great things happening here at Fort Bliss, we want to talk about the beautiful weather that we've been having today, Andy. It's been a little hot, but it's been a beautiful day.
Yeah, the breeze is definitely helping us out. Hey, Chief Meteorologist Robert Bettis is here. Robert understood today's mission. He's dressed.
He understood the assignment.
Yeah, he understood the assignment, dressed to impress. I'm actually a little nervous what Robert has up his sleeve for today's Small Town Spotlight. Robert, don't get us in too much trouble here.
Oh, come on. I'm all good about that, Andy. And, of course, let's do a quick check here, shall we? Imitation aviators.
I love it. They look good.
Check.
They look good.
How about the camouflage pants?
Check.
And what about the Bobby Bone from the Charlie Clark Automotive Group?
Double check.
Don't you know Charlie's got the deals?
Don't you know Charlie's got the deals?
If you're looking for something with wheels.
If you're looking for something with wheels.
It's a real pretty car you can see.
It's a real pretty car you can see.
And you just love that Nana's guarantee.
You just love that Nana's guarantee.
Sound off.
1, 2,
Bobby.
Bono.
Sound off. Bobby
1, 2,
Bone. Charlie Clark.
Nissan.
Yeah. All righty. Let's talk gusty winds tomorrow, Bobby.
Man.
Yeah, unfortunately, a wind advisory in effect already. So tomorrow, expect those winds at about 50 miles per hour blowing dust. But if you're inside a Charlie Clark show, inside that, you're going to be just fine in one of those beautiful vehicles. I'm going to have your detailed forecast. We'll talk about another chance of strong gusty winds on Saturday. All of that and more out here live at Fort Bliss. So Andy, Skylar, if you're looking for something with wheels.
If you're looking for something with wheels.
Charlie Clark has got the deals.
Charlie Clark has got the deals.
Look at those imitation
It wouldn't be Small Town
aviators.
Spotlight without Robert and Bobby. Alrighty, well, thank you so much, Robert. We'll see you later. Well, Andy, Fort Bliss is a U.S. Army post, as you mentioned, Fort New Mexico and Texas, and it was actually named after Lieutenant Colonel William Wallace Smith Bliss.
Yeah, this is a diverse, multifunctional installation that serves all the different branches of military, as well as other federal agencies. Now, we actually got to speak to the director of the museum here on post at Fort Bliss, who shares a little bit about the history of this historic Army post.
Did you know the Fort Bliss that we know today wasn't always what it is? This from the Concordia Cemetery.
Camp Concordia was occupied from probably 1865 until they were withdrawn in 1876.
The U.S. Army then rented several buildings in downtown El Paso and was nicknamed Garrisonville.
And they stayed in Garrisonville until I believe it was the early 1880s when they constructed a new Fort Bliss, which is at Hart's Mill, which is along the river opposite of UTEP.
Two remnants of Hart's Mill still exist, adjacent to the old Hacienda restaurant.
The late 1880s, the Army was debating whether or not to keep Fort Bliss here or to abandon the site completely and move all operations to Fort Selden.
Local merchants and residents came together to buy the current land of where Fort Bliss sits today, and in 1890, construction began.
So we've been here since about 1898.
Since then, till about the 1920s, Fort Bliss was known as an infantry post, until the 1st Cavalry Division was formed, and it became a cavalry post until the early 1940s. And the rest became history. So now you know, different parts of the Sun City had different camps around town for our soldiers before it settled down to where it is today. Andy, I had a lot of fun being able to go back to the past and kind of understand really where Fort Bliss led up until it was here where we're actually standing today.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. You're learning something new every day.
Those roots, over 100 years of history. Somehow you were able to tell that story in just 3 minutes. An absolutely fantastic look. And we're going to talk more about the history and also some of the great things that you can come out and do. You, our viewers, can actually come here on post at Fort Bliss and participate in. We're going to get to all of that in just a second, but we do want to get to our news of the day.
That's right. Let's send it back to our studio with our top stories of the day. Okay, there.
All right, thank you, Andy and Skylar. Now to your top stories of today. Another group made up of hundreds of migrants have arrived in Juarez. This video taken by our crews in Juarez shows the large group arriving by train earlier today. The train was reportedly coming from Chihuahua City. Some migrants told Border Report they were headed to the Rio Grande to turn themselves into the U.S. Border Patrol and seek asylum claims. This is a developing story. Make sure to stay with KTSM as we learn more. A New Mexico deputy is now off the job as he faces charges in connection to a deadly crash near Deming that killed a 14-month-old boy. The family of that boy spoke about what happened that day here in El Paso this morning. According to court documents, Deputy Paul Garcia was responding to a burglary call last November when he hit Isabella Hernandez's car, killing her son, Wyatt Franzoy. Documents state he was going about 99 miles per hour when the crash happened, which is over 44 the speed limit in that area. Deputy Garcia has been criminally charged with causing vehicular homicide and great bodily injury by reckless driving. And the NCAACP El Paso branch is calling for an immediate and thorough investigation into the death of a man who died after being placed in police custody in South Central El Paso earlier this month. As we reported, police say 35-year-old Jonathan Rose Edens died during the incident. It happened on Alameda Avenue on April 14th. Police initially said Edens was running in and out of traffic and died after he was taken to the hospital. Video obtained by KTSM showed a group of officers chasing Edens and then subduing him on the ground. One officer appeared to be kicking at something. To read more on this story, head on over to our website at ktsm.com. And well, that was a look at your top stories of today. Now let's go ahead and send things over to Andy Morgan and Skylar Soto, who are live at Fort Bliss for our Small Town Spotlight series.
That's right, Oriana, thank you very much for that. That's right, we're back on post here at Fort Bliss, and we are honored to welcome Garrison Commander Colonel Brendan Gallagher to the show. Colonel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah.
Colonel, I want to ask you something. Tell us a little bit about the initiatives that are here at Fort Bliss.
So one of the initiatives we're proudest of is called It's Better at Bliss, which is our opportunity to highlight all of the great resources, opportunities, services that we provide to our soldiers, civilians, families, and veterans across the board. Of course, one of them we're standing right next to, which is Freedom Crossing, a very unique and special open-air shopping experience. But there's a lot of other great opportunities. We have bowling center, which is 52 lanes. It's actually the biggest bowling center in the Department of Defense and the biggest in El Paso. We've got a top-notch aquatic center. We've got all kinds of great resources. So It's Better at Bliss is part of our campaign to get the word out to everybody about what a special place this is.
And of course, we're trying to do that here with our Small Town Spotlight initiative as well. Upcoming events, because there's so much to do here at Fort Bliss. It seems like you guys are creating events to kind of play on that a little bit.
Yes, there are terrific events throughout the year. We've got on the 4th of July, the Pop Goes the Fort event every year. We've got a great Oktoberfest event. But additionally, coming up very soon, we have this Friday, actually, the Gary Sinise Foundation. Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band will be performing. They've been huge supporters of the military. We are overjoyed to be hosting them. And then a little bit further down the road in October, October 12th to 13th, we'll be hosting the Amigo Air Show here at Biggs Army Airfield, which is another very special event. That'll be the first time in 12 years that we've hosted the Amigo Air Show, so very excited about that as well.
Lots of upcoming things. That sounds really great. So what would you say the quality of life here is on Coast?
Yeah, fantastic. And we're always looking for opportunities to further improve it. We're expanding the cell phone coverage, working with our partners to get better and better cell phone reception, given how big of a post this is. We're expanding the hours for our outdoor pools coming up as the weather warms up, and a variety of other areas to make this the best place that we possibly can for our entire community.
No doubt about that. Colonel, thank you so much for joining us, telling us about some of the special events that not only everyone on post can enjoy, but everyone in the community out there in El Paso.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
We also would like to visit, if you'd like to visit, as I mentioned, this historical United States Army post, you can apply for a Fort Bliss pass by scanning the QR code that you see right there on your screen. We also have a link to that pass on our website, ktsm.com. Again, this is something I highly recommend. Just a great experience here on post.
That's right, Andy, but we'll get to all of that in a little bit. But coming up, Robert has a look at your complete forecast.
Stay with us.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderlands' only certified broadcast meteorologist.
We love these small town spotlights here at KTSM because we get a chance to shine a spotlight of good news on individual neighborhoods and wonderful places such as Fort Bliss, where we are live right now. And of course, none of this could happen without the Charlie Clark Automotive Group and my good friend, Bobby Bone. This old tank ain't got no AC.
This old tank ain't got no AC.
It did its part to keep us free.
It did its part to keep us free.
Now we drive around in style.
Now we drive around in style.
With Nana's guarantee.
With Nana's guarantee.
Charlie.
Nissan.
Charlie.
Infinity.
Charlie Clark.
Nissan
Infinity.
Let's go.
All right, let's take a look at your exclusive 9-day forecast. Now, we're going to face gusty winds tomorrow. High temperature about 89 degrees. Those winds gusting to 50 miles per hour. Yes, blowing dust. The winds get a little bit lighter on Friday as we cool down to 82. The weekend comes, we'll move into the 70s. Saturday, unfortunately, strong gusty winds and blowing dust to potentially 55 miles per hour. But the winds get much better on Sunday. That'll be a beautiful day with sunshine and a high of 78 degrees. You want a perfect day? That's going to be Monday with a high of 89. Then it's back into the 90s, especially Tuesday and Wednesday, where highs will be 93 and 92. But if you're driving around in a Charlie Clark Nissan Sentra, well, that is no problem to be 93 degrees, is it, Bobby Bone?
No, it is not.
Why is that, sir?
We got that cold AC.
Woo!
Come on. Leather interior.
Beautiful, beautiful car. What is this, Bobby?
This is a new 2024 Nissan Sentra SR.
Ooh,
this
look
one's
at
got
that.
the cold AC, 40 miles per gallon.
What? Say that again?
40 miles per gallon in this car.
Are you kidding me?
Let's go.
We talked about Nana's guarantee, but that really means oil changes for life, car washes for life, car washes for life,
Come
sir.
on.
Are you kidding? When it gets dusty, if I say it's dusty in the forecast, am I going to care?
No.
If I say that it's 93,
No, it's going to be 93. Come on.
this has got the cold AC.
Cold AC.
Bobby, I've got bad news. Remember how I wrote them? I've been pushing on Fort Bliss to give us unlimited use of one of the tanks.
Yes.
They said no. But tell me they said yes to your idea. Remember the trade?
I did, but no, I got a letter. I got to read it to you. Brace yourself.
Okay.
It's not going to be pretty.
Yours.
Dear Bobby Bone, thank you so much for your generous offer to trade a brand new 2024 Nissan Sentra for one of our Fort Bliss gently used tanks. Unfortunately, we're going to have to decline your generous offer. We love Charlie Clark and wish we had Nana's warranty on your tanks. I just got it.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
hey, you want to go to the movie theater?
Yes, I'd love to watch a movie. Let's go.
Come on. Oh, wait.
Yes.
Ha!
Yeah. Let's go.
Stay with KTSM 9 News. We'll be back.
Yeah.
KTSM 9 Sports with Sam Guzman. Sponsored by Glushine Bias and Enderman Injury Lawyers.
The NFL Draft is the biggest non-game day of the NFL calendar. Round 1 of the 2024 NFL Draft will take place tomorrow in Detroit, Michigan. Rounds 2 and 3 on Friday, and then 4 through 7 on Saturday morning. Now, Saturday is the day we could see some familiar faces get picked up by some NFL teams. Former UTEP linebacker Tyrese Knight has had a busy, impressive offseason. Knight was the first Miners player since 2018 to participate in the NFL Draft Combine 2 months ago. He had an impressive pro day as nearly 20 scouts were in town to see him last month. Knight is not the only former UTEP football player to impress this offseason. Quarterback Gavin Hardison also has a chance to go late in the draft. Offensive lineman Elijah Klein and Andrew Mayer and all-time sack leader Praise Amehule also names to watch out for in this year's NFL Draft.
You know, everybody dream of this moment and think about it, but you ain't gonna never know how the moment feel until it actually happen. I ain't gonna think too much about it. I'm still trying to do little things right, try to stay focused and make sure I don't get distracted. But for sure, I'm looking forward to the day. It could be an unreal feeling.
If I get drafted, that's awesome. You know, if I get signed, draft free agent, awesome. You know, I'm just gonna be happy with the opportunity I get and take it and run with it.
Whether it's being a late round draft pick or an undrafted free agent, all of these former UTEP ball players could find their way to NFL rosters. The NFL Draft begins tomorrow and runs through Saturday. Let's catch up with the 182nd pick of the 2017 NFL Draft, Aaron Jones. The Minnesota Vikings running back will be back in El Paso this summer. Aaron and his brother Alvin will have their annual youth football skills camp at Burgess High School on June 28th. It's the 7th annual camp the A&A All the Way Foundation is putting on, and the Jones brothers are excited for it.
We're going to give them everything that we know. We want them to use us as a resource, which doesn't happen everywhere. So I would like them to take advantage of that. The amount of lives you can change, or whether it's making a big difference or a small difference, you know, that's giving them something that they'll hold on or can remember forever.
A&A All the Way says its second round of registration opens tomorrow at 10 a.m. Registration for both the free football and basketball camps will be limited and awarded on first-come, first-served basis. About a month ago, New Mexico State baseball took on Arizona in Tucson. The Aggies beat the Wildcats 12-9. It was NMSU baseball's first win over a Power 5 program of the year. Today, the two sides meet once again for the second and final meeting of the season. Last time these two teams met, Arizona did not have that nice number by its side. Yeah, the Wildcats head into this matchup nationally ranked. NMSU looking for the upset. This game just started about 26 minutes ago. At last check, we're tied up at 0-0 in the bottom of the first inning. We'll have highlights tonight at 10. Today, we dropped by the Helen of Troy softball complex to catch up with UTEP softball. The Miners are approaching its final 6 games of the season. A season UTEP can deem successful no matter what happens from here on out. The Miners currently sit with a 23-15 overall record. That's already a 12-win improvement from last year. UTEP says it's the biggest win improvement in program history. So the Miners are content with the work they've done so far, but no, there's still plenty of ball left to play.
really for us, it's just been kind of staying the course. You know, we knew it was going to be a time frame longer than a year or two to get here. Doesn't happen overnight, so we've just tried to stay the course as much as possible.
We all knew where this program had been in the past, and we definitely didn't want it to be the same. So we had a bunch of leaders step up and take the leadership role on and just try to get everybody on the same page. And don't worry about what's happened in the past. Obviously, we have a chip on our shoulder, but just moving forward and becoming better every day.
The Miners will host Liberty, the CUSA leaders, for a 3-game series at the Helen of Troy softball complex this weekend. It's UTEP's final home series of the regular season. Game 1 is on Friday at 6 p.m. Now let's send things over to our team who is out live at Fort Bliss as part of our Small Town Spotlight series. Skylar, Andy, show's all yours.
Thanks so much, Sam. Now, all of you watching and you're thinking, let's plan a day out to post here at Fort Bliss, you can come, okay? It is open to the public. You can visit the Army Post by applying for a Fort Bliss pass by scanning the QR code that we can hopefully get up on your screen in just a bit. Or we do have that link over on our website where you can click on it and download, get your pass, and come on out, enjoy the concert this Friday. I know they have a concert, right?
Yeah, I actually got to experience a concert here on Post. Dustin Lynch played, I want to say maybe 5 or 6 years ago. He was playing for the troops. Definitely an experience for sure. Really cool to see that show. So we have a lot more to share with you here on Post and all the exciting things going on. Make sure you stay with us. This is KTSM 9 News, Small Town Spotlight. Welcome back to the special edition of KTSM 9 News at 6 Small Town Spotlights. We are live on Post here from Fort Bliss, and it's all made possible by Charlie Clark Nissan. And we've been spotlighting here on Post all the different things that you or I or all of our viewers can do, and there's a lot more than people might think.
There's actually a staple here on Post, Andy, that I think you might enjoy, actually.
You're right.
It is the Underwood Golf Complex. Check it out.
Well, there's no secret.
But great things about this golf course. One thing I will say, can somebody get my guy Ian a cap? A baseball cap, something? You know, get his face out of the sun, like he's playing in the 2023 Ryder Cup or something.
Andy, I know you would have enjoyed that. I wish you could have gone out with Ian because I know you do golf as well.
Lots
so
of fun.
I think we need a match between you and Ian.
That would be fun.
Ian, if you're watching.
That would be.
We're calling it out. Game on. But it also helps when you go golfing to have some beautiful weather.
Yeah.
You mentioned the sun. The sun's still out. So Chief Meteorologist Robert Bettis, what trouble are you getting into now?
Yeah, let's see now.
Hi there, everybody. Well, we're live at Fort Bliss, and Bobby, we had some fun outdoors, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
But now we've come into air conditioning comfort here at Freedom Crossing at the Grand. And the Grand, of course, is the on-site movie theater. When was the last time you saw a movie, Bobby? Here at Fort Bliss?
Oh, yes, about a week ago.
About a week ago?
Yes.
Oh, well, your choices today are The Ministry of something, Godzilla vs. Kong, Harry Potter, Godzilla. Oh, 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 oh. I guess it'll be that one.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, you know, soldiers are very lucky here, and all the support staff. And now, Freedom Crossing is pretty much open to the public, too, so you should come and check out a movie here at the Grand. We used to come all the time before the pandemic, and now all the rules have changed where it's pretty easy to come on post and enjoy yourself. You'll want to find something indoors tomorrow because we have a wind advisory in effect, Bobby.
Oof,
that's gusty winds, blowing dust, the whole works. We're going to get that again on Saturday, unfortunately, with strong gusty winds. I'm going to have your detailed forecast coming up, and we're going to see some fun.
Let's go.
All right. Skylar, Andy.
Thank you so much, Robert. Now, Andy, another awesome place to visit on post, it would have to be the Fort Bliss Rod and Gun Shooting Range.
That's right. And what actually makes this range so unique, right? You have 10 different ranges to actually choose from, as well as a number of different shooting programs. I'm actually really jealous because apparently KTSM 9 News morning anchor Ian Roth has been very, very busy while I was away on paternity leave. He actually got to check out the range.
Range is hot.
All I can say is this is a fun place. It's safe. We enjoy having everybody out here. We've got helpful staff. You will enjoy your day out here. Not only can you shoot, but you can get some food, you can relax, you can have just a relaxing day. So we do a trap and skeet king and queen match, which is 4 matches a year. And that is, we have 2 categories. We have 6, 217 is one category, and then we have the 18 plus for the adults. And what you do is you get to shoot a round of trap, which is 25. You shoot at these little clay birds, which is kind of cool. If you've never done it, you can come out. We'll show you how to do it. We can help you out, and it's really a lot of fun. You can come and do that, and then what we do is all 4 scores. At the end, we add together, and you become either our king or queen, and we give you a little crown, take a picture, and then we have a little plaque with your name on it.
Close it. You're gonna line up your sight with this dot here at the bottom. Follow the bird out. Pull the trigger when you're ready.
Okay. Whoa! Oh, I feel like I almost hit it. Whoa! Rats. Whoa!
There you go.
You hit it.
What'd I tell you?
Nice shot.
Let's go!
Hey, that's a news 9. You did?
I clutched up. Thank you, Carolyn. Yeah. Nice.
Not bad. Our thanks to Ian for that look. And joining us now is the marketing director at Freedom Crossing, which you actually see right behind us is Laura Nahra. Laura, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So Laura, tell us, what makes Freedom Crossing at Fort Bliss unique from other military installations that would be found there?
Skylar, Freedom Crossing at Fort Bliss is the only open-air shopping center inside a military installation that is open to the public. It is the largest Air Force and Army and Air Force Exchange Service operation in the world. And we also have the largest food court and a military installation. We have a state-of-the-art theater and a lot of different options for everyone, to enjoy.
Everything's bigger in Texas, right? I know you guys advertise and trying to get a lot of families out here. Maybe not even necessarily families on post because they are able to come and go, but like families outside, the El Paso, Las Cruces, even Juarez area. Why is this a good place for families to kind of come and enjoy this experience?
Yeah, well, Freedom Crossing offers a wonderful environment, for the Fort Bliss and El Paso communities because we have a safe, we offer a safe environment, family-oriented, and like you said, everyone throughout can come and enjoy our free events that we have throughout the year. It's open to the public, like we mentioned, so it's a wonderful place to gather around, walk around, in open air while you explore our shops, our restaurants, and have a good time with your family.
You said it's a wonderful place for families to gather. So the civilians, as you would say, how can they access the post?
It is very simple. All you have to do is stop at a visitor control center at Buffalo Soldier or at Chaffee, present a U.S. government valid ID, and you can request a 1-year community access pass. And what a lot of visitors don't know is that you can do that online. It's very simple, very easy process.
And that's all you need.
Yeah.
Easy.
I was going to say, a much easier process than maybe it looks or sounds on paper.
Yes, a lot of people think it's very complicated, that you get a big background check, you get your fingers, scanned, but no, it's very simple, very easy.
All right. Laura, thank you so much for the insights. We will definitely be back. This was a lot of fun out here today.
It was fun. Thank you so much for being here. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us.
All right, so we got much more to share with you. We're going to actually, once again, go back to Robert, see what kind of trouble he's getting into. This is KTSM 9 News Small Town Spotlight. Stay with us.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderlands' only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Okay,
Open it up,
go,
Bobby.
go, get in there.
Open it
Get
up.
in.
Why
Get
did
in.
you
It's
say
open.
Godzilla?
It's
Push the
open. It's
button.
open.
Oh my goodness, why did you get me in that movie?
You gave me that movie, Robert.
I've got a job to do. I can't have that.
Robert, you wanted that movie.
This is a family news show. It's not supposed to scare me.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what else is scary?
What?
The wind advisory.
Yeah.
Here comes your exclusive 9-day forecast. Unfortunately, I'm not kidding at all about those winds. They're going to pick up tomorrow, and they're coming in from the southwest, anywhere from about 15 to 50 miles per hour. Of course, the strongest gusts will be on the eastern slopes of the mountains with blowing dust. On Friday, we will also be windy, but the winds will get a lot better, down to about 35 miles per hour, no dust. On Saturday, gusty, strong winds as a low-pressure system moves through. We're going to drop down in temperature for the 70s again for the weekend. But the good news is Sunday will be beautiful. Sunshine, high temperature, 78 degrees. You want a perfect day? That's going to be Monday, 89, sunshine, light winds, and then we're back up into those 90s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll level off a little bit in the week. We'll have another windy day on Wednesday. Of course, the small town spotlight could not happen without the Charlie Clark Automotive Group, and that's why they send Bobby Bone out to clap with me and show off these fantastic cars. Bobby, step out of this vehicle for just a second.
All right.
What is this beauty right here, my friend?
This
What is
is
this?
Infiniti QX55.
Oh my
This
goodness.
is the sport version of the QX50. So if you want a sportier experience, the QX50 is a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. You're still going to get about 32 miles per gallon in this car.
Oh, it's beautiful. And if you just saw a scary movie with your kids, it's the perfect place to hide.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
I love it.
all right. Charlie Clark has a philosophy, and the philosophy is much like KTSM. We love to share the good news. Tell us Charlie's philosophy.
Oh, Charlie loves that it's not about the car. It's more than its experience. You come, with the car comes the Charlie Clark experience, which means we're going to give you car washes for life, oil change for life, Nana's warranty, and we give back to the community. That's why we do these spotlights.
That's
we like
right.
to give back to the community.
And we love the positivity of these small towns.
Yes,
and
yes.
these small neighborhoods, and especially Fort Bliss, which we have had quite a bit of fun. Granted,
yes.
they turned down our unrestricted use of a tank, but I can kind of see where the lawyers and insurance might have a little problem with that,
Just
and
a
we
little
haven't been
bit,
trained.
yes.
And of course, the idea of trading a Sentra for a tank, maybe that was
Maybe
aggressive.
that a little
it was
bit
aggressive.
too,
It was
yeah.
aggressive, but nonetheless, we thank Fort Bliss very much because we've had a wonderful time.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, yes, all these fine soldiers.
Yes.
Stay with KTSM 9 News. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to our special series of Small Town Spotlight, and if you're just getting in, we are live on post from Fort Bliss.
Yeah, we're now joined by the Fort Bliss Museum Director, Michael McDonald. Michael, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me on.
You have one of the bigger projects here on post, and that's saying something here at Fort Bliss. One of the bigger projects on post going on right now in redesigning this museum that you guys have completely closed down for.
Right.
What has kind of gone into this process, and what are you guys looking to accomplish?
Well, we've been told that we have to consolidate 3 museums into one building as a way of reducing the footprint. So instead of having 3 individual museums, we're putting the Fort Bliss Museum, the 1st Armored Division Museum, and the U.S. Army Museum of the Non-Commissioned Officer under one roof. And each of those exhibits will be telling the story of that particular Army institution.
That's awesome. So what can we expect to see in these new exhibits?
Just tanks.
Okay.
Yeah, tanks.
I know Robert would love that.
Tanks, interesting artifacts from World War II, a jacket from the War of 1812 that's in the NCO Museum, and artifacts directly related to Fort Bliss, and other surprises we have lined up for the visitors.
Excited to hear about those. One thing I will say, maybe something that excites you about this new redesign, and also why it's so important to kind of keep this history alive. I know we saw Skylar's story a little bit earlier in the newscast that you were a part of and kind of showing her around. It's not just, maybe to show off every once in a while. There's just so much history here on post that you guys are able to display.
Right. Our primary mission is troop education, to promote esprit de corps among the troops, teach them about their heritage, teach them about the heroic deeds of, say, the 1st Armored Division. And with the NCO Museum, it's just to show the progression of how the NCO got to where it is. And we're responsible for the preservation of all artifacts that are related to each of these museums. And I'm also in charge of the White Sands Missile Range Museum, so they have a very similar job up there as well. But we're also an educational repository. When people want to do research on any of those topics, right now we're the primary source and repository for those documents.
I was a history minor, so I'm sold.
Yeah, that's awesome. So keep that in mind. They aren't open yet, but they will in the future. So make sure you come out and visit, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, I don't think I'm speaking just for myself when I say we all had fun here. Robert, I know you did.
Loved it. Thank you, Fort Bliss. All the fine soldiers. It was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, thank you for your service. Thank you to everyone here at Fort Bliss for having us. We will certainly be back and tune in next Wednesday for our Small Town Spotlight, as we'll be at Sunland Park. That's going to do it for us. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.